Diego's the immortal VP.
Naku, lakad matatag!
Normally.
2 and Dragon Knight. I mean, it gives you push, it gives you some late game. The power curve for KOBOLDS seems kind of awkward now. And it looks like we do have an attempt made on TZY. Lots of damage being drained. The toss forward from the Tiny. Marvel, he has a ton of damage to right click with, but he's taking quite a beating himself. TZY super low health. Can they get the first blood? Not quite. Beautiful body block meanwhile on Marvel, keeping him there, and Marvel on the Razor is gonna be the first blood. As TZY just out jukes, then Brewmaster has to kind of distract the Razor ultimate and make it not hit what it should be hitting. The target whose armor you want reduced by a ton. So having two of them, it's the armor reduction that makes it so good, not that you have twice the lightning from your ultimate. Tiny trades for Razor. I mean, nice rotation from the Dazzle. Expected wackier from KOBOLDS. Because they usually find win conditions nobody else even sees and make the entire game revolve around their draft. Speaking of KOBOLDS, they once again lose their Razor. This time around to a primal split, just running him down. Dragon Knight gets coiled, gets tossed. The coil left unbroken though, meaning he can still turn around, he can still man fight. In comes an Avalanche to try and finally set up a kill on him. PP dropping awfully low though, and PP with the Shadow Grade gets saved by the Bell, but not against the Dragon Knight. Damage over time and the creeps attacking him. Nexus has a nice 3-man Impale Shivern. Stuck on the cliff, getting tossed down and getting killed off. Not quite, Cold Embrace creating a little bit more space. And while you can see KOBOLDS trying to kind of just, you know, make space every time the enemy rotates this aggressively, the Lone Druid is farming 2 during this time. Neek's Assassin could be going down to a Brewmaster ultimate will with a little backup from the puck. Lone Druid and Razor, they switch lanes, they push the respective lane they haven't been on that much yet. Enjoy the farming space, enjoy the XP. On the mid lane meanwhile, Salad goes down and now CJY could be in a bunch of trouble. Puck jumps in to create some space. Nice slow from the Dazzle means Sasqua is gonna go down for that one. And Nedican, he's the one they really want. Can they get this Dragon Knight? Dragon Knight still has his stick. Lone Druid Bear comes in to add a little bit extra. Brewmaster going for the split onto the Winter Wyvern on the backline. Sasqua already died on the Neek's Assassin, and with the Brew split they are now looking for the Timbersaw instead. The fight very split. LBZS, they got the Neeks, but they didn't quite find a full-blown initiation that you can use for a team wipe or something. Instead, Puck 5 around, 3-man smoke gank. They really want that Razor. Razor reveals the smoke gang, Plasma Field to buy himself some time, and look at that beautiful Winter's Curse onto the Tiny. Tiny is just dead. Brewmaster, do you want to keep diving here? You should not, good sir. Puck goes down with a Neek's Assassin Impale to follow up that first stun. Beautifully played. They don't have any stun for the Puck, since with the damage Razor currently had, he was easily able to go for that kill. Tiny finds a Neek's Assassin with the Avalanche toss, and Puck got caught out, got killed off, so it's a Puck. Lone Druid still just farming it up. And on the mid lane we seem to have some action. Razor trying to kill off that Dazzle, Dazzle trying to go for a TP, but no such luck. And everybody else has gotten themselves out. It's LBZS. They do not want to keep these mindless fights up after a trade. Like, sure, they want to go whenever they think somebody's out of position, but are they really out of position since KOBOLDS and the Razor? Nice smoke disengage from LBZS. The only one not smoked is the Puck, to perhaps bait a mistake from KOBOLDS. And LBZS, they know the other thing that KOBOLDS would really like to get right now is a Roche kill. So they set up near that Roche pit. They end up finding Sasqua once again. This Neek's Assassin is trying to set up things up for his team. Has always been kind of the sacrificial lamb throughout this game. This tier 2 has got to be defended, but catching the Dazzle, which has been scouted out by Sasquatch Sneak Assassin, means a perfect setup to go for more. Razor realizes, hey, this bear is probably the better main focus, and he will get the Lone Druid bear. Lone Druid uncertain if he wants to resummon. Just this Lone Druid has now got to be protected, as does the bear. Tiny avalanche toss to start things off onto a Timbersaw. Timbersaw is quite beefy, but he is taking a ton of damage. In comes the Winter's Curse to kill off the Lone Druid once, and that is the first death on him. Now they focus the bear immediately, knowing full well, hey guys, while Lone Druid is respawning, the bear can still be hitting us. And everybody on KOBOLDS is low, but they don't have any burst damage to finish them off. Now Winter Wyvern finally dies after tanking so much damage, and with the split, they will get the Neeks too. But that is 2 supports for the Aegis on the Lone Druid. Not quite a great trade for either one, as fighting without supports is something KOBOLDS are not exactly great at, and that's gonna cause them to lose their Razor. Nice teleport out from the Dragon Knight, but now what? Timbersaw just casually 1v5ing in the hopes of getting his team a return kill, but 8 KOBOLDS to come up this triangle high ground. Won't succeed in that, but they still run down, trying to take the fight head on. Primal split, use the Brewlings, dying quite quickly. Brewmaster, all he can do is sit around and toss out stuns, but there comes the Tiny with an actual toss. And that is gonna be another kill on the Sneak Assassin. Sneak Assassin, he's been a support, goes down as well. Armor reduction, not a friend of the Brewmaster. ZJY gets taken low health, but Shadowgrave TP out or not as a beautiful stun. Makes sure Dazzle gets caught. Now both teams down a support as well as a big teamfight ultimate. But it looks like those are favorable circumstances for the side of KOBOLDS, who will make sure to kill off Salad before losing both Marvel Razor as well as Netican Dragon Knight. That is both of your cores though, and Tiny has committed a buyback, but this Lone Druid hasn't, and Lone Druid are the ones scouting things out, looking for that favorable teamfight engagement. In comes the Timbersaw. Gets feared out, Lotus Orb, nice save, keeping him from any major harm. Razor procs the Refresher Orb, goes for that double ultimate. There is a Winter Wyvern Curse coming out, and Puck gets killed off by the Razor, who's locked down in the Dream Coil. Cold Embrace is gonna keep him alive and well for the time being. Marvel awfully low, but look at how much work the ult is still doing before he finally drops. The maximum armor reduction machine just for 5 hitting the racks. Then there is a Puck who is doubling down on the nuke damage. It's going that typical magic damage build. Pair that up with a Tiny, and I don't know, I mean, I can get why Dragon Knight just doesn't dare to fight without his BKB. Like, without the BKB, you take those nukes to the face in that order and you're dead. Speaking of nukes, Sasquatch, he gets nuked in the face by Puck plus Brewmaster. Those two are pretty comfortable, especially the Sphere Puck, but I think this game, it's so crucial. It saved his life several times and it will continue doing so. Brewmaster, he gets locked in place. If only he had a Lincoln Sphere to prevent even one of those big spells. But nope, instead all he does get is death. Doesn't even get to Primal Split and walk the Broodlings out of there. KOBOLDS, they want this Roche. Puck gets blinked on, takes a lot of damage to the face by the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight getting retaliated on now, but Puck is already low enough to have to leave the fight, but with Lone Druid's insane damage, oh my god, no. Netican, he didn't know or didn't see Lone Druid because Lone Druid has Skull Basher, and that's just gonna be a very dead Dragon Knight, and now that outer lane, just one. Make it a ranged creep or whatever creep is most expendable to you. Just having an extra creep and matching creep waves has such huge split push impact. It forces so many resources to come out from the enemy to defend constantly. Or it's gonna be a free tower. Tiny going in with a nice avalanche. He gets Shellgraved up, and that's Sasquatch dead on the Neeks Assassin. Skadi goes down as he decides, yeah guys, this is GG. We let the bear get too fat, we couldn't end this in time. And personally, I'm a KOBOLDS fan. I'm a big KOBOLDS fan because they draft wacky, they keep Dota interesting to the
Choose your hero.
And Amar's last pick from the side of LBZS isn't the easiest both to go for kills and not to get killed off. It's just, you know, under the surface there it says things could go way worse, but speaking of things going way worse, Dazzle dies on the top lane to the Viper damage over time. Thirds of his health. 2/3 of his health from one spell combo, and he's now ticking for damage over time. Dazzle comes in to help out the Phantom Lancer, is gonna immediately get poisoned up and tick down to the poison. Skadi, now has an earned charge. He's just been waiting for those charges to come out. And he's looking for the real PL, realizes that's not it. Well, it took him a while to realize it. That's actually Tiny's dead. Can he get the kill on the PL? I think there should be a response from the Dazzle, right? Nope. Dazzle. Actually, no, there was a spear, but it was like a defensive spear. They didn't step forward and hit the Neeks. Instead, Neeks wanted the snap, and this time around he will get the snap. But for his position 1 dying to the Mars, that is not the trade you were looking for here. I didn't expect him to have this hard a lane, but there is still the whole difficulty for KOBOLDS of once they have that sufficient gold lead off the back of this Alchemist, transitioning that gold lead into objectives. Viper finds a Dazzle left alone under the tower. It's not like Sinful Soul has any health to show himself. He knows the second he gets spotted by the Viper, he is just gonna die. On the bottom lane, nice gank onto the Visage. Visage still alive, gets out a Soul Assumption, but only one Soul Assumption. Tiny comes in, Avalanche is there, Toss is there, but the Familiars, they don't have any more follow-up. Tiny instead drops low, dodges the spear, but with the Dream Coil he is still very much dead. And now Visage tries to utilize Neek's Assassin's reinitiation to go for a kill on the Snapfire. But you don't want to take any risk, you don't want to 2-1. Mars Arena is now up. They are not going to throw out the Mars Arena, saying with 4 people we have the burst damage to just kill off this Viper, and they do indeed. Mars has to get Shadow Graved up, but he's still fine tanking the Tiny, and Tanky goes down, making it the double kill for the puck. PP. He is doing work, going. Tiny gets blinked on, gets speared out of position. In come the Mortimer's Kisses. 4 of them connect on the Tiny, as now Sasqua trying to teleport out. The Cookie is there, the Dream Coil's there in case the Cookie hadn't connected. That is a kill to go for a steal there, but decides against it. Viper taking glob after glob. And Dazzle's trying to go for a TP, but nope. Says the Neeks Assassin, he says all you get is killed. Dazzle still hard to pursue, but with the unstable concoction, it's gonna finally drop. Okay, guess that's a nope, as they're gonna try to catch TZY instead. They will interrupt his TP, and that means TZY on this Mars, locked in the trees with a hungry Alchemist. And Alchemist will say, thank you very much for that kill, sir. Puck, however, did trade for a top tier 1. Are playing this in all the disciplined ways. In come the Mortimer's Kisses, flying over the fight. Alchemist immediately runs at the Dazzle and starts going to work, trying to kill off that annoying Shadow Priest. And with the damage over time from the Viper, it may be enough to kill Dazzle. Nope, no such luck yet. And Dazzle will survive, Neek's Assassin will not. Clearing up the PL Illus, but those are only Illus, the real ones still in pursuit. Silence from the Puck, they are gonna kill off the Tiny. And Skadi going low, going to die. And now Tiny will be the next one dying. DKB gets procced from the Mars in order to try and pursue the Alchemist. Alchemist now forced to proc his own BKB. He will be full health by the time he turns around thanks to that ultimate. But guess who won't be? Marvel on that Visage. Just gonna get torn. We are in ownage territory. It's 50 gold and smoke charge wasted. Meanwhile, Puck will get tossed out of position. Phase shifts away immediately, turns around with a beautiful two-man Dream Coil. And now Phantom Lancer goes to town with all of those illusions, with the Egg shard as well. That is one kill on the Tiny. It's just Tiny. Skadi procs the BKB, and that is going to be the Nyx assassin dying. They want the Puck, but guess what? Puck gets saved by the Dazzle. Alchemist presses BKB. Forced to press BKB, I should say. Toss back onto TZY. Mars goes on down, but it's not like he had an arena. And Phantom Lance is still going to work, still tanking as all these heroes gets cookied away from the chain stun. Double walks, turns around on the Alchemist once again. Alchemist now out of mana, will at least be able to charge up a concoction. And Alchemist tosses the concoction into the Phantom Lance. Phantom Lance stunned up, Phantom Lance is gonna go down. Can they get the Alchemist to finish the fight? No, they can't! And Alchemist turns it around onto Salad. Rip the Snapfire. Phantom Lancer running deep, wants the Viper, can't get the Viper. Puck gets Soul Assumptions there, but he's still fine. In come the Mortimer's Kisses once again, and this time around with the Arena. Nyx Assassin will go down, trying to dodge that Snapfire ult instead. Tiny zoned back into the base, Viper goes down in the meantime. Visage still man fighting it up, he has had so much impact this fight. Soul Assumption always on point, but what good is it when Phantom Lancer just ignores you? Visage may be the most juicy target, but if you kill everybody else, then Visage can't be protected. And all of a sudden Kobold find themselves with half the damage output they are used to having in these fights. Alchemist procs the ultimate, wants the Mars, Blink Dagger, sitting and waiting, nice stun to start things off. And down goes the Mars. Phantom Lancer getting bullied, getting caught out of position, follow-up stun from the Nyx. Now broken, getting his mana burned as well. Soul Assumption, PL walking, but Dazzle tried to heal him up and got caught while trying to heal that Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer now gets killed for the first life. He still has a second one, but he is surrounded by the entirety of Kobolds. What do you do against this? In comes Puck with a Dream Coil onto that huge cluster of kill-happy people. But the Dream Coil, it does absolutely nothing. And there's the initiation with the Avalanche Toss. Arena being dropped the very same second. Down goes the Nyx Assassin as both teams immediately set their sights on one target and try to focus that down. The Mars not quite as easy to kill off as the Nyx Assassin though. As a matter of fact, Kobolds, they have been focusing the tank up until now. But with how fat this Alchemist is, it looks like they will be able to get away with that. Still don't get any kills, and Sasko on the Tiny goes down, bites back. Viper now dishing out actual damage to real heroes. The Rave Pact gets killed off, but so will the Viper. That is 100-something seconds, no Viper. And Phantom Lance still going to town. Alchemist manages to teleport out. Salad killed off on the Snapfire. And now they're chasing for more. It looks like Visage stuck in place, and Visage goes down to a beautiful spear with that burn damage over time and a Hex to follow. Alchemist himself gets buffed for every Aghanims he gives away when he has his own Aghanim Scepter. And it is a very powerful buff, because it gets up to 100 bonus damage. Nyx Assassin though, he goes down, and that means that Kobolds may not last long enough for Alchemist to have that amazing value. Dazzle goes down though, even with the Mars Arena trying to protect him. The Arena still doing so much work, and there is a huge 4-man Dream Coil. Everybody hitting away, trading. Phantom Lancer having huge amounts of impact. Puck will try and help out in the damage department as Tiny now goes on down. Huge health pool, but nothing else really. Alchemist manages to get himself high ground, manages to get himself in the base, but he will die to the Fountain Dive of a bazillion illusions, and that's the Visage dead. And that's a 2-0 victory for LBZS here. That was really well played from LBZS, I gotta say it. I mean, the first game, Kobolds say we end the game before Lone Druid comes online, and they fail to do so. The second the second time they say we end the game before Phantom Lancer comes online, and they fail to do so. So both games, KOBOLDS, I think they didn't draft wacky enough. Game number 1.